These are cryo gloves.
We're on TV.
Live from the Icebox studio in Montgomeryville, Pennsylvania, it's the Bill and Corey Show.
Oh, I'm Bill.
I'm Corey.
I didn't know we were live already.
I was whispering that to you, trying to say it lowly.
I thought I just say, okay, so, because I'm not doing the intro anymore, so it's...
yeah, it is a little bit different.
Why do we have two buckets here? Today we're going to talk about carbon dioxide. I've got on cryo gloves, and it's because I'm too cool for you guys. This is dry ice.
Also known as what?
Dry ice. Solid carbon dioxide. And you put it in water. Oh, I spilled a little bit there.
That's okay.
And then I have a towel we can clean up later. This is kind of cool.
Wow.
And
feel some heat coming off of that.
yeah, now CO. Wow,
I love the smell of
really
CO2 in the morning.
We'll see how this goes back here.
And it makes me, the reason why I wore the witch's hat made me think of Macbeth.
There we go.
Double, toil and trouble, iron burn, or fire burns, and cauldron bubbles, and I brought my eye of newt.
Okay, it's all
But
set.
I couldn't find anything else. That's the only ingredient I could find. What I newt is just mustard seed, so it's not, I didn't have to find a newt and take its eye out, so don't write in.
So that's dry ice. Dry ice looks okay. You look at it and go, hey, this looks kind of like snow. But and you'll think, I can pick it up. This is really boiling.
Oh, you went overboard.
Yeah, I think we get a little too much here.
My pants are getting wet.
So I think we went a little too high on the water there. Put a note there. Too much water. You may think that this is a disaster. You look at it and go, it's like snow, but this is really cold. Mm-hmm. It's minus 109 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm using cryo gloves here, and I can still kind of feel that it's a little bit cold. But so CO2, you can get serious frostbite or frostburn on it. Mm-hmm. So you have to be really careful about that.
Man, that's bubbling.
Yeah. Now CO2, it's really some safety things on this. Now the air has about 400 ppm CO2 in it, which is
going up.
It's going up, which is fine for us to breathe. The time-weighted average for CO2, that means continual exposure of 5,000 ppms is the OSHA limits on that. And then
not sure how close we're getting to that.
Yeah,
to that right now.
It's going to be a long time off to that. This makes a lot of noise. I didn't really think about that. But if you get up around, you start to get around 3% of CO2 in the air, then you're going to have rapid breathing, and that's And then if you get up even higher, you even have more rapid breathing, and then 10% is kind of like the fatal limit. So if you're in an enclosed room with CO2, which we're not, we have ventilation here. You could die if it reaches 10%.
Do you know what it does to you? Because I know it's not lack of oxygen.
It's not. It's interesting. I learned this week. Is that do you need a towel or are you fine?
Well, my pants are wet, so
we'll won't talk about that. But what happens is the CO2 regulates your breathing, and it's there's the body monitors the CO2 content in your blood.
Not the oxygen.
Well, it might do that too. I was just, I'm not a doctor, but it monitors that. And if the CO2 level is too high, that makes the blood toxic, and that could harm your organs. So what it tells the body is, hey, we need more oxygen in there. Now, I don't know if it uses English or not.
Yeah, well, yeah. It depends on what nationality you are, or what you speak.
Sure. But it's, so that the CO2 will call rapid breathing because your body says, hey, I need more oxygen. So, that's good.
And lack of oxygen is not good.
That's
good.
That's a bad thing. So,
too much oxygen isn't good either, though.
And CO2 is heavier than air.
Mm-hmm. As you can see it.
So
you can see it going down as it comes out.
No, that's not CO2. That's
I know.
Water vapor. That's not CO2. That's water vapor.
I was trying to.
That's what it does. Is it freezes the vapor in the air. So it's kind of fun. So, and if you want to get more information on CO2 and safety and use, you can look at the Compressed Gas Association document CGA G6, G for gas, and 6 being the 6th one they did. So
it's a good late night read. I
standard.
heard the ending's a little bit of a twist.
Yeah.
You won't see it coming.
Okay. Anyways, or the European has a really standard's really good. It's EIGA, E-I-G-A document 67/08/E. So we're doing pretty well with keeping this stuff going. So so that's kind of a little bit of breakdown on CO2.
Ooh, we harmonized there.
Oh, look at that. And they talk about document harmonization. Okay, so first real question of the day is on CGA C10 fittings. So we had someone point out.
Yeah.
You probably want to take that out. Oh,
Yeah, we'll take it.
and you can probably do do a close up on this. You want to hold both of them up there? Okay.
Yes.
Someone noticed in the warehouse
You can see it. Let's
that
see if we can.
we actually had. This is from a regulator. Yeah, it's really hard to see. Why don't you
Yeah.
show them right next to each other?
Well, no, I'm trying to show. It's hard to see the retaining ring.
Okay, so this one has a retaining ring in it, and this one has like a slotted thing in there. So, person asks, "Hey, are these okay?"
Yeah, is this okay? And we want to. And this was a good thing that he saw something different. He said something about it, which is what we want. If something doesn't look off, looks off, or something looks different, and you're not, please ask. Don't be afraid to ask questions. That's why we're here as well. So if you see something that seems off out there in your workplace, please call us, let us know, and we'll
Send us an email.
Send us an
Yeah.
email, and we'll try to answer your questions. So in this case, this one has a retaining ring, which you got to take one of those 2-notch things, pull it together,
Yep.
pull it out. Really, I always find those things really annoying personally. But it holds, so the piece will slide in there, and the retaining ring goes in, expands, and holds it in there. This one, on the other hand, you can see it's slotted for a flathead screw. So this one has threads around it, this piece, and you can unscrew it in and screw it out, and then that's how it's held in there by threads. So 2 different techniques of holding the same type of piece in.
Yeah. Now you want to talk about that
And then
cylinder? I got to get some more.
yeah,
CO2.
here, yeah. So this is the cylinder for a C10 fitting, and as you can see as well, this thing can be unscrewed as well, so you can take it out.
Well, that sort of cylinder. You're not doing that though.
No. But I'm saying,
Yeah.
So yeah, so it goes on this cylinder. Screw it right on, and either one will work.
There's no gas in the cylinder. So
Yeah.
This is just one we have in our carefully curated engineering museum.
Yes. And so it goes right on like that, and then this is a flow. This is for calibrating gases.
Yeah. This one's set for, I think, half a liter a minute.
Yeah, so it flows a certain amount, and then this one, if you want to put something, this goes from a C10 fitting to a 1/4-inch fitting.
So you can do that for any regulator,
So
right?
yeah, so then you can put any regulator on.
So
it
how
if
would
you
you
want
order, if you had a regulator that you really liked, how would you order it with a C10 fitter?
to. Well, you'd say I want a C10 fitting. It would be dash C10.
Yeah, it'd be
It'd be the regulator. So I would like say it's our
there's
35.
2 different ways. Yeah, you could do it any
35,
regulator,
yeah.
pretty much any regulator with that. C10 fitting, and you could order it either just as that, or you could order it as a dash S, it's modified regulator.
Modified, yeah.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing about a C10 fitting is it's not technically a CGA fitting, which is I find interesting.
Anyways, so these are 1,000 psi cylinders, and that's kind of the
And C10 is 1,000 psi.
C10 fittings. Yep.
Is a max 1,000 psi fitting.
Next question is on a customer had bought a gas cabinet, and we call this a Magnahelic and exhaust failure switch, and they want to know kind of about wiring it up and stuff. So
Well, what does the Magnahelic do though?
this is really the Magnahelic part of it. This will measure suction in inches of water column.
We put it on top of our cabinets because you want a negative flow to take if there's
Yeah.
a gas leak.
And you got this one comes with a pitot tube. So you would put a hole in your exhaust duct. I have this all wired up there.
Probably what HVAC people use to measure airflow in your ducts.
Yeah, you want to zoom in on this little guy? And then if you get a vacuum on it,
Wow.
I'll show you have a negative pressure on there. Now on this, we've got this mounted on a bracket, and this is the exhaust failure switch in the back here. And if you buy this, it'll come with a little cable attached to it. And we got wires. And here we use just, we just kind of had this whipped up. We'll just use the green and the white. Oh, geez,
So the exhaust failure switch, does that let you know that the exhaust failed? Is that?
No, it measures, it's, oh, it's down here, sorry. This, it's also measures vacuum switch. So this is really what you got here. And you got 2 ports you can measure 2 different things, but you can measure a vacuum on here. So we just hook up, one's the atmospheric. I don't know which one's which, I can't read it, but one's atmospheric and one you hook up to your duct. And then you'd use the common and the normally open. You'd put wires on that and put it to your controller. And then we would use our GSM 12 controller, we show in the bag. And then you'd wire it up here to pins 11 and 25.
And where can you find a detailed explanation on how to do that, Bill?
Oh, you know, that's a good question. You can either read the instruction manual. I'm just showing you the cover page here, and you can get this online. It's store.mathesongas.com. And this comes with your GSM 12.
And yeah.
And this also comes with your GSM 12. We got little QR codes, so you can take your phone and scan the QR code and get videos.
We're up with the latest technology.
So yeah, so you take this, take your phone, look at videos, and they tell you different things. And
those videos are also located on store.mathesongas.com at our help center. But this
Yes.
takes you right there quickly.
Yes, it does. And well, the videos are stored in our tech support YouTube channel.
Yes, as well.
So you can look in those places to find it. But there's a nice video on how to wire it up. And yeah, or you know, this person bought the cabinet with this and not a controller. So they emailed us and wanted more information on it. So we could.
Can you do it without a controller?
Well, I really didn't do anything.
Well, that's you know.
I mean,
could you? Do you? Need
I mean, you could
controller?
wire. You know, it's kind of funny when people order these things and you don't have. You know, they have a Magnahelic and an exhaust failure switch, but it's not wired and it doesn't do anything. But they might hook this up to their life safety system. They want to know when the exhaust is down.
Okay, all right.
Typically with our GSM 12 controller, we'll have that hooked up to an emergency shutoff valve, which is down near the, typically down near the source gas. So when
The exhaust fails,
yeah,
the gas gets shut off.
normally closed, so you need air to open it. And then if there's a failure,
like brakes on a tractor trailer.
and then
Well, they're normally open.
the valve,
Pressure to stay open. It's a little bit
right.
similar.
The valve will close if there's an emergency. So if the idea is if you lose your exhaust, you shut down the source gas because you don't want that leaking.
No.
That's a safety setup. So yeah.
All right.
And it's kind of that's all the questions we have for you this week.
I hope you enjoyed our
Hold on, I'll get some more. I got a lot more dry ice here.
Vapor-filled presentation.
Yeah.
You're gonna drop some more in there?
Yeah, I'm gonna drop some more in
My pants aren't
there.
wet enough.
There we go. Yeah, this is kind of fun, but yeah, you have to be real careful with it.
Yeah, real careful.
And we're just making a big mess. We'll clean it up later.
We're gonna have all of our viewers go home and try this.
Yeah, you can't.
You need cryo gloves.
Well, actually, they say you need gloves, but we have cryo gloves. So I'm using those. These are better.
You can use tongs too.
Yeah, tongs are good.
Yeah, tongs can be used as well.
I mean, you got to realize it's really, really, really cold. Minus 110 is really cold.
So you want long tongs like the barbecue style.
Tune in again next week for another episode of the Bill and Corey Show.
Set your VCRs.